Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Madison, and today I wanted to put some plants on planks that desperately need it, and to get a Hoya on a new trellis that we make together that looks something like this guy here. So let's go ahead and get started. All right guys, so to begin here, I think I want to start with this little silver sword or Philodendron hastatum? It's a silver sword Philodendron. I'll put the real name in there for you. But yeah, I wanted to start with this guy today, and we are just gonna put him onto a wood plank. Let me pull him out of this cute little guy. He is in a nursery pot still, just the same one that he came in originally. And I don't know if you can see here, but we do have some aerial roots, that just little nubbies that are starting to pop out here. And I would like to encourage some of more of that larger mature growth for these really, really pretty leaves. So we are going to, let's see, I have a couple wood stake options here. These are just some random offcuts of wood from my boyfriend. He does a lot of woodworking, so I reap the benefits of that. But I've got a wider one, a little bit more of a narrow one here, and I do have two plants that I wanted to put on planks today. And one of them does have a little bit more like wild aerial roots already. So I'm gonna save this wider one for that. So we're just gonna use this guy here. It's about, I don't know, maybe 2 inches wide or something, nothing super crazy. And he's essentially just gonna look like this. But we are gonna give him a little bit of a bigger pot as well. So we're just gonna do a quick repot, and then we will attach this with some Velcro to help encourage those roots to grow. I've put a little bit of soil in the bottom of this pot here, and again, this is just a nursery pot that I'm using. I do prefer to use nursery pots instead of, I don't know, just like a ceramic pot or something like this, although I am going to place this inside. It's gonna have a little bit of a lip out, which honestly, I'm perfectly okay with because it makes it that much easier to check the roots on the bottom as it's growing. So that's how that is essentially going to look in this pot. So like I said, I did put a little bit of soil in this pot already here. Hopefully you can see. And I haven't watered this plant in a few days, and it has been getting pretty dry lately, so I'm assuming there are some decent roots. Oh yeah. Let me shake off some of this excess dirt here. But we have some really nice, really nice white roots. Hopefully that will focus for you. Yeah, really nice white roots. Okay, shake some of that off there. And I do want to make sure I have my piece of wood all the way in the bottom here because it is kind of large, so I want it to be as buried as possible. And I just want to situate the plant so that the aerial roots will be, you know, easily able to find that wood. So I think like that will be pretty decent, and then I can just kind of move that leaf over. Maybe we'll just leave it like that, and we'll just kind of tape it on there like so. So let's go ahead and keep filling that up. I don't know if you could just hear, we're dog sitting, and we have a really small dog in the house, and we usually just have our 2 larger dogs, and she's quite the snorer. So you might hear some puppy snores in the background. Although she is full grown, she's not a puppy. Okay, so shake that around in there. I did add quite a bit of extra orchid bark into this mix today because I wanted it to be extra airy and light. Okay. So I feel like that's pretty well in there. I don't have like the sturdiest of surfaces to work on here today, but this is kind of the gist. So we can see those aerial roots there will hopefully find their way to the pole or to the plank, but will you stay? Okay, so we've got our potted up silver sword with our plank stuck nice and fairly securely in there, as securely as it can be with you know, just dry soil. And I'm gonna use my plant Velcro to get this guy attached on there and hopefully start training those roots. So before I cut it, I do like to just get kind of a rough measurement of how much I'm gonna want. So I just kind of like to, before I cut it, hold it up in there so I can really see what I'm doing. Let me hold this here, my legs. Okay. Cut this. Okay, so now we have got this guy pretty closely attached. He is pretty much right there on the pole. So hopefully that will start reading that that is there, and we'll start pushing out some bigger and prettier growth. Not like this isn't pretty, because are you kidding me? That leaf is just gorgeous. But yeah, really, really nice philodendron, silver sword. I'll keep you guys updated on how this guy attaches to the pole, if it attaches. Although I have a good feeling. I think we're gonna do pretty well with this guy. So yeah, silver sword. On to the next. Okay, so the next plant that desperately needs a plank. Can you see that? Can you see those roots? They're going wild. And let's see. Ooh, get this out of there. We've got hair in here. Hello. I don't know if you can see on there too, but we have aerial roots, or just regular soil roots, coming out of the pot here as well. And like a lot of hair for some reason is in this pot. But yeah, so we're gonna get him on this wider plank here because clearly he could use it. So we're gonna get that on there. Let's do it. Let's take this guy out of this pot here and see what we're working with. Maybe. I'm just trying to kind of squeeze the pot all around here, loosen that up. Wow, okay. Do we see those roots? Those are beautiful. We definitely need a larger home though. I don't really have any other cute pots to work with, so we are just gonna put this in a square nursery pot that we've got here. Fill this up with dirt. This is actually quite a big pot for what we have starting here, but I do think it'll be okay because these roots seem to grow really, really quickly. But I'm gonna put even more. It's already up to about here, but I'm gonna put a little bit more soil in there. Okay, so let's see. Actually dump a little bit of that out, a little too much. So again, I don't want the plant to be like, you know, protruding out of the top of the soil. We want it to sit just nice and level in there. So there we go. That'll sit nicely in there. But, oh my gosh, I'm almost gonna forget this. It's sitting right in front of me. We'll put this guy in there. And this is kind of nice. It's just like a really thin board, so it's really easy to just shove in this back of the pot here. I'm just gonna make sure that it is all the way down in there. Let's see. Let me use got some scissors here. I'm just gonna kind of clear a path. That way the wood can just go fully in here. Alrighty. So we've got that set there. I'm just gonna put a little bit more soil in the pot. Okay, I think that'll do it. Again, this is really, really chunky soil. There are a lot of kind of like larger pieces of bark in here. So I think that will do really well for this plant because there is quite a bit of excess soil down in the bottom. But I made sure again to make sure that the roots were set on top of all the excess soil so that those roots aren't just sitting in a lot of excess moisture for an extended period of time to hopefully prevent any root rot. So now that we are in here, let's go ahead and put some plant Velcro on here and get this a little bit more attached. So again, I am just going to kind of get a rough measurement here. We're just gonna push this around. And that way we can really see what it's doing in the back. Let's push this pretty close. Okay. get our dirty scissors and make a cut. Okay, so now we've got that kind of loosely on there, but I do want to see if I can make it a little bit more snug. Let's actually maybe go, pull this off of there so we have more free access to the main chunk of this stem. And that way I can kind of pull it. I'm kind of being rough with it, to be honest with you. I'm not being terribly gentle here. So yeah, let's pull that guy nice and taut and pinch it around with some Velcro. Let's see. I think that'll be good. I do feel like we could use a little more soil here. Okay, I think that'll do it for this one. I'm just gonna do the single piece of Velcro on here. I think that'll be absolutely fine. These roots are already looking for something to grab onto. Yeah, I think this plant is gonna do really, really well on this plank. It is clearly looking for something to grab onto already. It has been for quite some time with these aerial roots. So I have high hopes that it's going to quickly attach itself to the pole. So again, really pretty. I don't even think I mentioned what this is. I'm so sorry. This is a Philodendron red emerald. And yeah, really, really pretty, really fast grower as well. Yeah, really fast grower as well. So I highly recommend this plant, and that you try to get it on some sort of stake, and probably try and do it a little bit earlier than I did. So yeah, Philodendron red emerald. All right, so the last thing I wanted to do was get this big crazy Hoya Pubicalyx pink silver splash onto a new trellis. Again, this was still a homemade trellis here. You can kind of see I tried to like do that cool circle loopy hoop trellis kind of style without any tools the first time, and you need some tools. I did just use some like needle nose pliers for this one that I made here. Let me show ya. So we've got this big guy. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. I made this last night. I'll try and put in some footage here so you can see. It might be a little bit dark because it was nighttime. But yeah, I made this guy last night. I gave up on doing the whole like aesthetic hoop trellis. It is absolutely beautiful, and I will probably buy one day because it's worth it. And apparently making like a perfect circle is really, really difficult. At least for me, it was really difficult. So I found it way easier to just kind of go with this like funky squiggly shape and kind of go for imperfection. And I think it looks really cute. So this guy is going to replace the little thing that's in here, this sad thing, and hopefully give this more support and be really fun looking. So let's start by untangling this from the trellis that it was in and get this guy going here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I don't want to like break anything. Quite tangled up. I'm probably gonna try to like speed through this for you so you don't have to sit here and watch it in real time with me. Okay, you gotta work smarter, not harder. All right, so this is what we're starting with, and we are going to put this in. So I do think this is going to be a really nice improvement and upgrade. So sad. I will try to reuse this though, and I don't know, maybe I'll commission my boyfriend to make me something cool with this. It's too thick of a wire, so keep that in mind if you are making a wire trellis like this. I don't remember what gauge wire this was. I will try and find it and put it on the screen for you so you can get something similar, because this is like, you know, thick enough to hold a plant up without falling over or like, you know, changing its shape, but also, you know, thin enough that it's going to be pliable, because this guy, you know, it barely looks thicker, I feel like, but it is so much heavier and so much more difficult to work with. So do keep that in mind when you are going to make a wire trellis of your own. Okay, so we got like the crazy difficult part done. Now let's try and just untangle the rest of this, hopefully without breaking any leaves off. Wow. I think I've shown before where we kind of started with this plant. When I first got it, it was not nearly this wild and crazy. I will try and put a picture of that on the screen for you because it is really impressive, the growth on this. All right, again, I'm gonna speed through this for you so you don't have to watch me untangle this entire thing in real time. Oh, we've got some dead leaves hiding in there. I didn't even see those. Maybe I've been waiting a little too long in between waterings. Let's see. I didn't plan on giving this plant like an actual repot either, but we will check the roots and just see if it needs one. But I do like to let my Hoya stay pretty root bound. Easy. All of this, I don't know if you can see here. Look at that like weird knuckle of like twisted up stuff. I don't know if you can see that, but that is just crazy looking. I thought that was like two things wrapped together, but it's just one. I think we're pretty much untangled here. And this sucker's big. This is our longest vine here. And it's got so many leaves on it. It's really impressive. Cool. I don't feel like I really appreciate this plant enough and how much it's grown. So it's really nice to do something nice for the plant, and then it really helps you realize how much it's done. Try and take a peek at these roots. Oh. All right, so we are fairly root bound here. We've got a good amount of roots happening, but I'm still gonna leave it. I think it's gonna be fine. I like for it to be a little bit more root bound before I like do anything crazy to it, like repot it. So, like repotting is crazy. It's not, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. I think it's gonna be fine. This guy will definitely need a water once we're done here, but I think this is gonna be just perfect. Okay, so, oh, he's already trying to get tangled. He knows the drill. Okay, so we've got our Hoya Pubicalyx and our cute little wire trellis. So I'm gonna try and stick this just like directly off like side to side. I feel like before I had my old wire trellis too far like tucked into the back of the pot and it was making it a little bit wonky. So I'm gonna try and get these just directly on either side of the pot. That already stays. I'm like really shocked. I really hope you can see this. But yeah, I haven't even like done anything to it. I just kind of shoved it in there and it's already standing up straight. So I'm really pleased with that. All right. Let's just start taking a couple vines here. I don't really think there's any rhyme or reason to how we should do this. So, ooh, you're falling a little bit. Okay, I'm just kind of loosely gonna guide it along here, and I'm sure over time it will just keep going. I feel like that already looks so stinking cute. Okay. Oh. I will warn you, if you make a trellis like this kind of squiggly one, I do have a feeling it's going to be a fight to get it off the trellis whenever you are ready to do that. So that is why I decided to make this trellis so much larger, because I just don't want to have to worry about taking it off anytime soon. And I do feel like when this is ready for a repot, it'll be really easy to just like move the entire unit. Okay, well that didn't take nearly as much time I thought. That was really nice and easy. So we've got the Hoya all newly strung up on this cute trellis, and I feel like before too long you're not even going to be able to see the trellis. So whether you like the squiggles or not, you know, just try something different and see how it comes out, and hopefully your plant will grow nice enough that, again, you won't even be able to tell what it is. Because really, it's about the plant and not about the trellis. But yeah, I know it looks a little bit wild and crazy right now, but I feel like in a few weeks or a month or so, it'll start to settle into its new home, and yeah, be really cute on here. I'm excited to start seeing if the vines actually do start to really wire themselves around here. I feel like they will, because they are always looking for places to grow. So yeah, now the question is, what side's the front and what side's the back? This is the front. This is the front. Okay. So yeah, we've got party in the front and business in the back. So we will face it this way in the cabinet, I suppose. Hopefully it still fits in the cabinet. I will try to get some footage of it in there if it does fit. If not, then I will just have to find a new home for this guy. But either way, I'm really happy with how this came out. Let me know what you think of this little project below, and if you've done anything similar, let me know how it worked out and what kind of materials you used. So I'm definitely interested in trying to make some more DIY trellis kind of things with other materials, because again, this was really nice to work with, but a little bit tough. I was having some pretty sore hands and wrists at the end of this trellis. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this, and yeah, really cute Hoya Pubicalyx. Oh, he is so cute, wow. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I think that's gonna do it for this one. I really wanted to show you guys how I go about attaching my plants to planks and showing you my cute new trellis for my Hoya. I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing that today. Please leave me a comment down below on like what kind of materials you're making your trellises out of, and if you've tried putting any of your plants on planks yet. I'm really interested to hear. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like this content and give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.